Don't fail me now, YouTube. What's going on, TC Dixon, Bouger? What's happening, Prelvis? Hope you guys have had a good Sunday so far. If you guys are joining us, go ahead and type in the chat box where you're logging in from. Okay, that's not on my door. All right. What's going on, everybody? Again, type in the chat box where you're logging in from. We got Bouger from Texas, Shauna Ross. Prelvis, you're chillaxing, huh? So am I. This is New Year's resolution time. New Year's resolution. What are you talking about, B? It is September 30th. New Year's resolutions at the end of the year. We're going to get into that in a moment. I'll give it about 30 more seconds and we'll go ahead and get started. Got Brad Dixon. What's going on, Brad? Oh, I'm sorry, Brad Gibson. Again, you're logging in. Type in the chat box where you are watching live from. We are live on this Sunday night. Special Crypto Talk. All right, I guess we can go ahead and get started. Welcome, everybody. There's Mafoose. What's going on, Mafoose? Brandon Ivey, Bitcoin Brandon from Los Angeles, California, by the way of Laverne. Stan is watching from Tampa, Florida. The sun is still up here in California. You can see it from outside. It's still sunny. So it's all good. All right. The theme of this call is New Year's resolution. And I do my New Year's resolution at the end of September, before the last quarter of the year begins. And the reason is New Year's resolution is something that everybody does at the end of the year, and it's a time to reflect on the previous year, everything you went through, all your goods, your bads, your accomplishments, your letdowns. And it's a way to restart your engine and have a fresh start for the new year. And everybody does it. And the top two things that people want to do is they want to go over, I want to have a better health, lose weight, and I want to make more money. Yet over and over and over again, we do this year after year like it's Groundhog Day. And you want to know why most people fail? They fail not due to desire or lack of desire. Because everybody wishes for better in life. Everybody wants more out of life. But most people don't know how to create the habits that's going to get them the type of quality of life that they want. And that's important to understand right there. Most people don't know how to get what they want. And what's even worse, they don't know how to focus on what they want in the first place. I have a video out that's called Focus on the Goal and Not the Task for a reason. And when you focus on what it is that you want intensely, with passion, with emotion behind it, the how will work itself out. The how will find a way. It's just most people don't know that how. They don't know what to do. And by the time they start going to the gym, first thing on January 1st, and they're excited about it. It was hard, but they pushed through it that first time, then that second time, that third time, and then life hits you. And you get right back into the same old habits you were in. And even if you luck out and you do pull through, what happens next is you've already wasted 2 months of the new year. And now you've got 10 more months to go in this process. So you're 2 months behind. So by doing it in September, going into October, you have 3 months to create your new habits. 3 months to be in line with what it is that you want. And you know what you have to do to get it. So when the new year comes around, you're now sprinting into the new year. And you're not just on the starting block. You're sprinting into the new year. And for me, it was just 1 year ago that I got into really starting to invest in crypto. September 2017. And I wasn't alone. I had my partner, Jairus Coleman, with me at the time. When we first got involved, we first got started. And it was a bad time in our lives during that time for both of us. He started with $500. I started with $30. $30. And at the time, I was trying to figure out how I was going to pay all of my bills too. And I was thinking of I was probably going to have to get a job, which is, for me, that's kryptonite. I haven't worked a job in years. I don't know what it's like to get up in the morning and go to a 9-to-5 job and have to listen to a boss. I haven't done that in years. And so crypto actually saved us. I was able to flip $30 into 6 figures and more in 4 months. And it's just been going uphill ever since. So that's one New Year's celebration that I have now. I gotta give it up for it. Crypto saved us. So what do we do now? The last 3 months of 2018. If you have failed in what you're doing over the last 8 months, 9 months or so, it's okay. It's okay. Oh, somebody knocking on my door. Hold on, I'll be right back. 1 second. All right. I apologize. Sorry for that. Had a visitor wants to know about KGX. Literally, he said he wants to set up a meeting for me to talk with his kids about it. So, good deal. All right, anyways. If you're at a point in your life right now where you feel like you have not accomplished all of your goals that you wanted to accomplish for 2018, the year is not over yet. You still have 3 months to go. I've been waiting for this because I am about to put my foot in overdrive for 2018 with our business. Cryptocurrency education. Cryptocurrency is the key. So what is New Year's resolution? New Year's resolution from a year from now is to make multiple millions of dollars in the crypto space. multiple millions, and that's my personal goal. You've got to set up a goal for yourself. And I always work backwards. I don't think about how am I going to get there and then decide the goal. I always think of what is it that I want, and then I work, what do I need to do to make it happen? So that means for the next 3 months, at least 6 figures over the next 3 months. 6 figures personally. And then building a huge team and an organization and a network of people, not just for cryptogenics' sake. You have to understand that we're creating a movement here, a movement to bring crypto education to the masses. And for me, I'm also looking for a group of people that I can invest with. What good is it if you make a whole lot of money, but everybody around you is broke? And you get a phone call about a deal, about a good investment opportunity, a good deal. And what if you don't have anybody to invest with? But then think of it, what if you have 50 people, 100 people that say, hey, Brandon, I've got $20,000. Let's move on this thing. Let's do this. Let's do that. So my goal is I am personally looking for people that wants to run with me and become investors. See, the whole point with KGX, outside of bringing crypto awareness to the masses, is the ability to help these same individuals earn enough money that you then can take that money and not just go buy a house, buy a car, take a vacation, those things, but it's to now take that money and invest it into other things. So you've got multiple streams of income coming in. Call it Cadillac money that you don't have to work for. That's the key. You don't have to work for it. So when you wake up at 9 a.m. or 12 p.m., if you go on vacation, you still make money no matter what you do, letting your money work for you. That is the ultimate goal of financial freedom. Residual income no longer exists in the network marketing world, and don't let any of these so-called gurus, sages, my leader, whatever you want to call themselves today, tell you otherwise. Don't let them gaslight you up. Talking about if you just follow the comp plan and stick with me, you're going to do... No. That worked in the 80s and the 90s, maybe the early 2000s. That's no longer the case today. If you're in a situation where you have to worry about how many people on your team is on auto ship for your check every month, you are in a bad situation. You want to worry about where is my money making money for me? If you've got money sitting in a bank account, in a savings account, that money is not making money for you. It's just sitting there. What is the bank's return on investment? Well, somebody's asked me, am I live? Yes, I am. Yes, I am on YouTube. People think I'm still live on Facebook. I don't do Facebook lives no more. Maybe, every now and then I might do that. But you want to be in a situation where your money is working for you. So here's what's about to happen with cryptogenics. And I'm also having a shift in how I deal with people. I'm going to be setting up a group of individuals that's going to be in a private, I don't want to call it an investment group. I don't know what I want to call it just yet because I can't give licensed legal advice because I'm not licensed to do so. But I will have a crew of people that I can share stuff with and say, hey, listen, gather 50K. This is what we're about to be in. If you have 20K, this is what we're about to be in. How would you like to be able to make 5 figures a month off of your investments from money that you earned from KGX? It's a whole nother level that we're about to go into going into 2019. So Dr. Smith says, spill the beans, huh? Here's the beans. We need to You need to make your Cadillac money, but before that, you need to get your hustle on. You need to have money to invest with. Tomorrow, things start to move very fast. You're going to see a lot of updates coming from Cryptogenics. A lot of good things that's taking place behind the scenes with some of our products that's coming up. Within the next, I don't know, sometime this week, we should have full access to our green wallets and back office. I know that there's people that's going to be millionaires from KGX simply because of green itself. So that's very exciting news. We have 1, 2, 3 more products that are already ready to go that we cannot announce yet until we actually show we finish up with green. So we're sitting on them right now, but we got them, which means that's multiple income streams. So I'll put it this way. We've got the affiliate income. And the affiliate income is based on your work, your efforts, you going out there and you sharing KGX to other people. And you're going to earn an affiliate fee for doing so. But then we're also going to have what we call Cadillac money income, where we're going to have opportunities that you can let your money work for you. And not just one, but multiple things within KGX that we're going to be announcing very, very soon. So you got your affiliate money, you've got your Cadillac money, and all the money you make from that, you then venture out into the crypto space and start investing in other things that has nothing to do with direct sales or network marketing or MLM. It's just taking advantage of knowledge in the market of a coin. I shared just, 2 days ago? 24 hours ago, I did an article about Ripple. And what did I say? I said, before this week is out, you're going to see Ripple jump. It wasn't even 24 hours, and Ripple went up 7%. And then became number 2 on CoinMarketCap for briefly before Ethereum took over. How would we like to have private groups that gives information like that constantly? That's what we have within KGX. But this isn't something I'm giving away for free. I think I've been doing the free thing for far too long now. I've been giving crypto talks for free. I give my knowledge and information for free. But we are now getting on millionaire status. And if you want to be on this status and you want to get this information, you got to earn it. So a couple of things that just so you know, if you're dealing with me, when people call me, the first question I'm going to ask them is, have you paid your $300 for the KGX crypto training? If the answer is no, we can't have a conversation. If you're not willing to invest in yourself, my time is not free. You got to pay for it. The second thing is, if you are in KGX, I'm going to ask, have you gone through the KGX training? Have you gone through the 45 modules? Because everything else we do after this is built on top of that education. Some people want to go all the way to the end before they take the baby steps. So you got to go through that first. So I'm going to tell you, have you gone through the KGX education before you ask me, how do you open up a wallet? So then the next step, I am looking for runners. I only have the time as far as what we're doing in the investment side. I'm looking for the people that want to make $10,000 a month and more. Because you need to be making that type of money if you want to invest in the things that we're going to be getting involved in. So there's 2 criteria that I'll be looking forward to. This will be an invite-only group, and it really will start, I don't know, maybe probably November, going into December, and then 2019. But you gotta prove yourself. You gotta have skin in the game. It just can't be handed to you. There's 2 ways to have skin in the game here. One way, build your team. Some people are a little upset with me, especially my top 10, that for the last 6 months, I built their team for them. And they had to do absolutely nothing. And that's the benefit of being a part of a good team. So I'm not knocking that. But if you want the personal attention from me that we're going to be given, then you're going to have to step up and put some skin in the game. One way is build your other leg. The month of October begins tomorrow. You want to prove something to me? Have 50 people on your team by the end of the month. 50 people. How do you get 50 people? Put them on our presentation calls. Start talking about this. Everybody needs crypto education. I'm going to be starting the marketing campaign, which I'm going to be doing co-op. But it's not going to be for those that want a handout. It's going to be for those that earn it, those who deserve it. So if you've qualified yourself, and I'll tell you soon what that qualification is, then you will be in the co-op where I'll be doing marketing and advertising, and we'll have our links on a rotation so that you can get those leads coming through. This is all the hustle to make the money that you need to invest. So I'm just talking about the hustle. There is absolutely no excuse. Brandon, I can't afford a GreenX mining rig. Earn it. You can make $10,000 in 30 days. How do I make $10,000 in 30 days? If you're already in cryptogenics and you're on one of my legs and you've got 300, 400 people on your team, you've got more than $10,000 sitting there waiting for you. Go get it. Build your other leg. Let's go to work. You'll get that money. Then you can get your machines. And very soon, you're all going to start hearing the numbers about what the GreenX machines have been doing. I'm not saying I know anything. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, I mean, like I said, there's going to be some millionaires created. So one, the hustle. Get 50 people on your team in October. You've made some money. If you're a leader, get 100 on your team. If you want to duplicate what I did, personally enroll 100. I have 150 something now without any marketing or advertising. Why? How do you do that? Everybody needs to know about crypto. Everybody needs to know about it. Here's the second way you can have skin in the game. Because this ride ain't for free no more. The second way is you got to own some or buy some mining rigs or sell some mining rigs. It's okay. You say, Brandon, I don't want to recruit nobody. I don't want to share this with nobody. And that's your prerogative, and that's okay. So the other way is by investing in the mining rigs. Renee, how many GreenX rigs would be a good number to be in my investment group type? I don't want to use that word. To be in our special group? Minimum 3 to 5. Minimum of 3 to 5 rigs. Because if it's 3 rigs, that means you spent what, 3,000, 6,000. You spent over $10,000 out of your own money. So you got skin in the game now. You've invested more than 10K, and that 10K is going to bring you a return. And I can't tell you what that return is going to be because it depends on when you decide to sell your coins. So somebody could sell their coins and make 50K. Somebody could sell their coins and make $500,000. It just depends on when. So I don't want to get into those type of numbers. But if you've got 3 to 5, I might increase that number at the end of October, because one of the things we're going to say is, for example, you want to have about 20 rigs ultimately, and then you want to be able to have 100,000 invested in. Well, let me shut up. I can't talk about that stuff yet. So this is not mandatory, and this does not mean that I'm not helping everybody else. Everything that's been going on is still going to go on with KGX. We're just going to be taking it to the next level for the people that want it. And I'll be spending 90% of my time with the people that want it. Understand what I'm saying? So, what can you do personally? And it doesn't matter where you fall, how much money you have. Everybody is literally 60 days away from a turnaround. 60 days. I went from broke to 5 figures in 60 days in crypto. Less than 60 days. So what is it that you personally can do? And you might want to take notes on this, because if I were you, this is what I would do. Number one, I would make it a point in the month of October that I'm sponsoring at least 10 people by myself. Why? I just made $1,000. And I have positioned myself to get promoted in the compensation plan. Okay? Giving you these numbers. The next thing that I do was I would make sure that before the month is out, I have at least 100 people on my team, not from spillover, from my own efforts, from me and my organization. 100 people. So if all things are equal, that's 50 on your left, that's 50 on your right. Why do I say that? Because you're going to make probably 5K by this time. The next thing I would is that's positioning for the month of November. But every single person on the team, I would only focus on number one, they got to go through the education course themselves. And number two, they got to get their money back. What are my 4 rules in the crypto space? Rule number 1, education is key. Education is everything. Rule number 2, never invest money you cannot afford to lose. So what is our cost? $300. If you're telling me you can't afford $300, why are we having a conversation? Number 3, always get your return on investment back as fast as possible. All right? How do you get that $300 back as fast as possible? Make 3 sales. You make your 3 sales, you just made your money back, you're risk-free, now everything is a profit. That fan looks like it's about to chop off my head. So what's the next thing from that? Number 4, the vehicle. You already got the vehicle. I've learned. I was talking to Jared and someone else about this, that each year I think there's maybe 2 big opportunities that people take advantage of that explodes them. In 2017, we took advantage of 1 affiliate program and 1 ICO that blew everything else up, and we built on that. This year, it's KGX and GreenX. Those are 2 things that's going to blow people up. That's your foundation. Now that you take the money from that to move into other things. So I'm showing you how to get the money. So if you have everybody in October focused on getting their money back, their $300, don't worry about all this other stuff. They'll figure that out later. Get your money back. Now those 100 people just turned into 300 in the month of November. You see what's happening here? If you've been blessed to be sitting on my coattail and not doing anything for the last 4 months, and you've got 500, 1,000, 2,000 people under you, congratulations. Because if you put 300 people on your inside leg, you do the math on that. Do you realize what that's going to be? Think about that. Just do the math on that. Do you realize what that's going to be for you? Now we're going into Christmas. And you want to be in a situation where you have the best Christmas that you've ever had? Take advantage of this. That's, I don't know, $10,000? You put in 300 pay? No, that's more than that. If we still have the fork going on, that might be in excess of 20 grand off of those 300. No, more than that. Almost 30 grand. That's crazy. And that's not even counting if those individuals are also buying mining rigs and the points that go into that. You've got all this money sitting on the table. Go get it. So that should be your short-term game plan. Now I want to switch to mindset, because I always do this when it comes to New Year's resolutions and understanding how things work, and the frustration that people have with, they feel like they're spinning their wheels in the sand, they're doing everything that they're supposed to do, and things just aren't happening for them, and they don't understand why. And we've all been there before. And you want to know, how do I get over this? How do I get to the next level? And I'll share a story with you that happened to me. This was back in 2010. I think it was 2010, where I hadn't made much money in this industry at all. And I'm talking about the direct selling side of things. I was in ACN for 6-7 years and didn't make much money at all. I learned a whole lot of training. And I got frustrated, and I'm like, I don't understand. I'm doing everything that I'm supposed to do. I'm doing everything that those leaders in front of the room are telling me to do. there's some clown over there that's doing less than half of what I'm doing, and he's making all this money. He can't even give a presentation right in front of the room. What am I doing wrong? How come I can't have success? How come I can't find the leader? How come I can't have the superstar? One thing that I learned was the law of attraction. You cannot and will not sign up a superstar unless you become one yourself. The most dependable hand is the one at the end of your own wrist. Winners sign up with winners. Winners do not sign up with losers. Now, I'm not calling you a loser, but you need to go into the bathroom, look yourself in the mirror, and ask yourself a question. In the crypto space, and this is going to be a gut punch to some of you guys, when it comes to the crypto space, would I sign up with you? Really? If you answer yes to that, don't lie to yourself. Would I sign up with you? If the answer is no, and you're honest with yourself, then you ask yourself another question. Why not? What are you looking for if you're going to be in the crypto space? What type of person are you looking that you want to join with? Obviously, somebody who you think is going to take you to the next level, right? Somebody who you think is going to have enough knowledge and information to go to the next sky high, right? That boysenberry pie is smelling so good right now. You know, I say don't get distracted. I'm distracted. Let me show you. Oh my gosh, I gotta show that. See that? All right. Sorry, I got off a little off tangent there, but I just want you to think about that. What type of crypto leader would you want to sign up with? And then you become that leader. I asked myself the same question. I said, if I'm going to be in the crypto space, then I need to be knowledgeable on this space. I need to learn. I need to become an expert. I need to be the guru. I need to have a PhD. That's why I do 2 crypto talks a day. Yeah, I got a sweet tooth in it. I'm trying to work out and get in shape, and and I got temptation all around. Anyways, you got to think about that. Become the type of leader that you would want to join in cryptocurrency, and the people will come. It's the law of attraction. In 2010, when I figured that out, that I had to let go. I had to focus on my goal of what I wanted. Don't worry about how the little details to make it happen, because it may not be presented to you in the way you thought it was going to be. You know, you're looking, the reason why a lot of people, this is real, I'm just going to pray. I'm going to pray for a better life. I'm going to pray for more money. I'm going to pray for a job. The weird thing is the Lord does answer our prayers, just not in the way you may think. And if you're not prepared to see the signs, it may pass you by. I say there's people that come to a cryptogenics presentation or a Bitcoin boot camp, and on the way that morning or that weekend, they were probably on their knees praying in a depressed state. And the next thing you know, somebody invites them to hear about cryptocurrency. And they go to the meeting and they hear about this crypto, and it doesn't make sense to them. And then they remember somebody on the news said that it's a scam, that it's fake money, it ain't going to work. And they give an opportunity to join, and they say, no, I pass. That might have been the opportunity that was sent to you. You don't know. So you can't focus on what the vehicle is going to be. You got to focus on what it is you want and put all your emotion into that. That's why people always talk about making dream boards of your dream house, your dream car, your dream vacation, things like that. And some of you think it's just mumbo jumbo stuff, but this law of attraction is real. I can attest to it because the moment I flip my mind to just focus on what I want, stop trying to be in control, stop trying to think I got the answer to everything and just let it flow, I started having immediate success, literally, because I did that in October. And by December, everything had changed for me. The law of attraction. Here's a simple way of doing it. Some of you guys are in our Master Keys program with Mark Januszewski, or you're listening to the Simple Six, our standardized training. And that's another thing. And KGX, you're going to hear me talk about the KHI standardized training. That's a must. It's a must. I mean, you got a bunch of leaders that got their own plan, but for our company to get to where it needs to be a $1 billion company, we need to have one system in place, and we already do. Organo Gold got to where it was because they had one system, the OG University. We have one system, the KHI system, standardized training. Everybody in KGX gets it for free. So I'm going to be very big on promoting that because it takes work out of my hands. It's not about a leader. It's not about one person. It's not about somebody having ego. It's about the system. Letting the system do the work for you so that you can be on a beach somewhere for 6 months and not skip a beat in income. You don't know how many leaders that I know, they take off for 6 months, come back, and they're broke because the moment they left, everything fell apart. So, the law of attraction, let it happen for you. Just be aware that it's coming. But there's one key point I said that the Master Key system will repeat over and over and over again. It is the feeling behind it. It is the emotion behind it. I'm going to share two things and I'm going to end because I've been going for 37 minutes now, and I don't want to. I can go for 2 or 3 hours on this. I do my real talk at the end of the year. The end of the year talk. I do the secret. But I will share this with you. How thoughts are things. Did you know that the brokest people in the world think about money more than the richest people do? Like, what? What are you talking about? Yeah. Broke people are always thinking about money. But we think about money in the negative, not the positive. It's always, I don't have enough money. I can't pay my bills. My car broke down. I can't afford to buy clothes. I can't afford grocery shopping. I can't do this. I can't do that. So anytime you think of money, you have an emotional response to that that's negative. See, when you eliminate that, when I go into a store, I never look at the price. I don't worry about the cost. If I want it, I buy it. Now, I'm not Michael Jackson rich yet. But when wealthy people go shopping, they shop for what they want, not what they can afford. Their monthly bills is automatically paid for, so they're never thinking or stressed about how am I going to pay my rent? How am I going to pay my water bill and my electric bill? They never think of that. The only time they actually are thinking about money, it's about what am I going to invest in next. So their perception of money is on the positive, while all the broke people's perception of money is on the negative. And you get how you feel. You attract to you how you feel. So if money is equal to negativity in your life, then you will always get negativity attached with money in your life. No matter, Brandon, I'm always thinking about money. How come I'm not attracting money to me? You are. You're attracting the negative aspects of it. Money is just energy. That's all it is. It's energy. It allows us to have the resources to do the things that we want to do. So, how do you change that thinking? How do you change that mindset? You first have to realize and recognize that it's there. There's, man, I wish I had time to go over this. You've got the conscious not the conscious. You have the unconscious knowing, conscious knowing, unconscious not knowing, and conscious not knowing. But I got that reversed. Most people right now are unconsciously not knowing. These are the dumbest people in the world walking around acting like they're the smartest. They think that they know everything. You can't tell them nothing new. They don't even know that they don't know nothing. Then you get to a point in your reading and your learning and education that you're consciously aware that you don't know nothing. This is where you can start to work on yourself. And it's okay. You realize, man, there's so much out there that I don't know about and I'm willing to learn. Then you get to the point where you're consciously knowing. Now you know that you know some stuff. That's what happened when you go through the KGX training and you finish all of those 45 lessons. You consciously know that you know something now. You're a little bit dangerous, right? You got a little bit of swag to you. You can make that instant money. You can do that investment, right? Then you get to the point where you're unconsciously knowing. You don't know that you don't know. I'm sorry. You don't know that you know stuff now. It just happens by habit. You don't even realize you do things. You just do it automatically. It's like muscle reflex. So, I'm going to give you two things, and then we're going to end. Number one, here's how you can recognize it. We've all known about a woman who is always in a bad relationship. Always. It's like no matter how many men she dates, they always seem to be the same man with a different name. And it's always bad relationships. And her friends say, you know what? It might be you. Did you ever think about that? You might be the reason for this. So you turn around and go to say, you know, let me get some therapy. Let me go talk to a psychologist. And the psychologist says, tell me what it is that you want in a man. What do you want in a man? And she answers, says, well, I don't want a man who doesn't have a job. I don't want a man that wants to live off of my money. I don't want a man that even if he does have a job, doesn't want to spend time with me. I don't want a man that wants to hang out with his boys all the time. I don't want a man that wants to always in the club. I don't want a man that's always disrespecting me. I don't want a man that's abusive. I don't want a man that puts me down. I don't want a man that abuses my children. I don't want a man that makes me feel like I don't deserve anything. And the psychologist sits back and says, wow, who wants a man like that? But you didn't answer my question. I didn't ask you what you didn't want in a man. I asked you, what do you want in a man? Think about that. He said, here's why. Everything that you just told me, how does that make you feel? And she says, it makes me feel bad. It makes me feel horrible. She said, exactly, because you're focusing on the wrong thing and you're attracting that to you. Instead, start focusing on what you want. Okay, what do you want? I want a man that's got a job. I want a man that could provide. I want a man that can support. I want a man that's going to love me. I want a man that makes me feel good about myself, that loves my children. I want a man that cherishes and adores me. I want a man that I can spoil because it makes me feel good. Again, how does that make you feel? It makes me feel great. Start focusing on that. Then you're going to start having men come in your life that reflect what it is you're focusing on the most of the time. Now I'm going to give you an exercise that you can do. And if you're part of the master key, you're going to be doing this already. All right? Just in a different format. Before you go to sleep at night, I want you to ask yourself this question. What is it that you want in life? More importantly, what would you do with your life if money wasn't an object? What do I mean by that? Well, let's say you had all the money in the world and you went and you did took all the vacations you wanted, bought your houses, bought your cars, paid off all your debt, put your kids through school, bought grandmama a house. You went shopping in Paris, Rodeo Drive, New York. You did everything that your heart could desire as far as spending money. 6-month vacation. A year passes by. You wake up on a Monday morning at 11 a.m. while everybody else is at work. And you realize that there's absolutely nothing else that you can buy that you haven't thought of. Yet you have more money in the bank than you did a year ago when you first got started. Here's the real question. What will you do with your life? You ever wonder why you can have so many people out there that have all the money in the world and they're still depressed? Because they haven't figured out their life's purpose. Most people don't even have time to think about what their life's purpose is because they're just trying to pay bills every day. We're working like slaves, 8 hours, 9 hours a day. We don't have time to think about anything else other than paying bills and trying to live and survive. So what happens when you get to a point where you eliminate 40 to 80 hours of working on a weekly basis? You don't have to worry about your bills. You don't have to worry about if this is going to get paid for or not. You don't have any of the stress that finances can put on you. Now you've got all the time in the world to think about who you are. Good and bad. What would you do with your time? Have you ever thought about this? What would you do with your time? You already got all the BS spending out of the way. What's your passion in life? Once you figure what that is, the next question you want to ask yourself is, how does it make you feel? Act as if you've already achieved it. How does it make you feel to have accomplished those goals? Capture that feeling, not the words. The brain does not compute words. It only computes the feelings attached to words. Like love is just a word. In the Latin language, love has 8 different words for love. In English, it's only one word, love. Mi amore, all the other stuff. It's the feeling that's attached to it. So you've got to attach your feeling to your desire. Capture and hold that feeling as long as possible before you go to sleep. And so right when you go to sleep, your consciousness is asleep, but your subconscious is still awake. And it's still working, and it's still thinking. Your brain is a magnet, and it is projecting this image out into the world. And like magnets, it's going to attract lightness back to it. But right now, you're projecting so much negativity that this is the procedure. You have to do it before you go to sleep. Do it the first time you wake up. Do it again in the middle of the day, and be consistent at it, doing it. Because you're changing the neurons in your brain, the connections in your brain. The positives is thin. The negatives is like this. And you need to get the negative to shrink, and you want the positive to grow. And the bigger that becomes, now those neural processors, this positive thinking becomes second nature. Now you start attracting stuff. Have you ever seen people that seems like they're always just lucky? Why are they always having a break? It's like you working harder than them, but they just getting all the breaks. Why is that? It's this. And then you're going to start seeing things just start happening in your life. I'm no longer amazed anymore when things happen out of the blue, nowhere. I know the process, so I trust it's going to happen. I don't know when, I don't know where, I don't know how. I just know it's going to happen, and I have to be prepared to accept it when it does. Most people aren't, and I was against that for most of my life. I need to know. Give me the game plan. Give me the instructions. So even everything I said about KGX, I showed you guys the how, but none of that even matters if you haven't focused on what it is that you desire. And how does that make you feel? That is the most important. I swear I thought I just saw somebody walk past me. That is what is most important. How does it make you feel? So that, ladies and gentlemen, is my New Year's resolutions for getting ready for 2019. You start this process now, so you have 3 months to perfect it. 3 months to get ready, so that when 2019 comes in, you saw them too? I'm gonna go check the house. Somebody in the backyard. Anyways, sounds like a ghost or something. Anyways, you start this process now, so when 2019 comes, you're sprinting into 2019. While everybody else, your competition, is just getting on the starting block, trying to figure it out. So with that, thank you guys for listening. I'll see you all tomorrow morning on Early Morning Crypto Talk. Bitcoin Brandon out. Bye-bye.